And introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner, he weighed in at 66.1 kilograms and trains under Joe Lopez out of Freestyle MMA. His professional record stands at 5 wins, 1 loss. Fighting out of Wollongong, Australia, this is Sebastian Szalay. And introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, he weighed in at 66.3 kilograms and trains under Paul Birch out of Tribal MMA with an undefeated professional record, 6 wins, 0 losses. Fighting out of Florianopolis, Brazil by way of Sunshine Coast, Australia. Make some noise for Gabriel Schlupp. And when our action begins, our referee in charge, Peter Hickmott.
Well, here we go. Eternal's Featherweight Grand Prix is underway. Thank you, Peter Hickmott. MCT with Matt Williams. It's Szalay versus Schlupp. Tonight's Grand Prix brought to you by Proper Number 12 Irish Whiskey.
Gabriel Schlupp. Oh, look at that. A left hook just stumbles Szalay down to the ground, and the Brazilian tries to put some of that soccer pedigree to work. And luckily he missed. I think his hand might have still been on the ground, T.
Well, it was very close. Nonetheless, Szalay seems to be perfectly fine after that one, and there is that karate background. No one does it better, in my opinion, in Eternal's featherweight division when it comes to transitioning those skills from karate inside the cage.
And one of the things that Szalay does so well is he blitzes in. He'll blitz in from outside of range. He'll hit you a couple of times, and he finds these really tight angles that allow him to disengage to a new position where he can strike from. And the Muay Thai background of Gabriel Schlupp, he really struggled with that range. The Muay Thai guys, they tend to stand right in front of each other. There's not a lot of footwork. It's more of a war of attrition. Undefeated in Muay Thai, if you don't mind. I believe 10-0. It's been a long time over there in Thailand, did Gabriel. A Brazilian black belt who debuted over 10 years ago, so a ton of experience in the sport. Going to drive Szalay up to the fence now. He's traditionally been so hard to take down. Szalay, part of that freestyle wrestling team coached by Joe Lopez, always good against the fence. The Karate Kid, a bit of teacher say, student do tonight.
They're certainly making waves down south in Wollongong at Freestyle Fight Gym. Joe Lopez doing a great job with his team. We made mention of Alex Volkanovski, Seb Szalay, alongside the prodigal son, Justin Van Heerden, Colby Thickness, Amina Hardaya. Many, many more to come out of Freestyle MMA down in New South Wales.
One thing that we haven't, there's not a lot of data, talking about unknowns, there's not a lot of data on Gabriel Schlupp. We haven't seen him on the ground in this promotion. There's not a lot of footage from him. You know, fighting back in Brazil, he's had a ton of fights, but not a lot of those are accessible to be studied. So we haven't seen how dangerous he is on the ground. Training out of Tribal MMA, they call him Professor out there, so a really high-ranking and credentialed black belt, but a little bit of an unknown once it hits the ground, if he can get it there.
Well, I think it's the unknown about Gabriel Schlupp that is probably the most dangerous. And anyone you talk to, we know the credentials of Seb Szalay, the other half of the Featherweight Grand Prix, Dim Skillies, Ollie Schmidt. We know their skills. We haven't seen Gabriel Schlupp, but we're seeing him right now as down goes Seb. Side control for Schlupp now.
Yeah, side control, almost trying to turn it into a cradle. And from this position, the back can become exposed, and it has here. Gabriel Schlupp taking the back of Sebastian Szalay, the black belt, the credential black belt on his back, and a minute and a half to work. This is bad news bears for Sebastian Szalay. And our first look at the jiu-jitsu of the Brazilian, the boogeyman of the featherweights, the man that's been under the bed of featherweights since he fought Brogan Stewart, and he's in under the neck now. Choke starting to come on. He hasn't quite got the angle though, T. He might look to try and reset this one to the ground, but any upper backpack right in front of us now.
Close one there for Szalay as we count down just over a minute in round number 1. Gabriel Schlupp
And he's got the way he's got his legs laced with that wedge or broomstick, as we call it, across the back knee. This is a dangerous position still for Sebastian. His ability to move is compromised. We saw a finish in the UFC last weekend where the Japanese fighter slung backwards and blew at the ACL on the standing leg of his opponent. And that you can achieve that position by holding onto the wrist, the far side wrist, almost like a gift wrap. And Sebastian Szalay looking to scrape Gabriel Schlupp off him at the moment.
Well, I'm not sure how ruthless he wants to be, the undefeated featherweight Gabriel Schlupp, but it's a brutal task at the moment for Szalay. Gabriel riding him like a backpack as we count down the final 30 seconds.
Twerking like Beyonce right in front of us. Blake Richardson gets $20 out of his pocket. Loving what he's seeing here, cage side. He's still in danger now. 15 seconds to go. The danger's starting to pass, but a good period of control on top for Gabriel Schlupp.
There goes the clapper for round one. Seb getting out of trouble momentarily, looking to put a stamp at the end of the first round. Tickets are on sale next week. Make sure you register for the pre-sale at ufc.com/Perth. Round two.
Strong kick to the open side from Szalay. Gabriel Schlupp, so relaxed. Hands pretty low. Does a good job with efficient footwork. Just cutting off the cage. Just Gabriel Schlupp. Swing and a miss from Szalay. He's not up on his toes as much as he normally is, Sebastian, in this one. Pretty flat-footed for the minute. He's standing right in front of Schlupp, relying on his speed more so than the blitz tonight. Little fake from Szalay, changes stance, set up that left kick. There it comes, right to the body, and Gabriel Schlupp returns with the right. Both fighters looking to counter-strike here, T.
Well, it's an interesting point that you brought up, Matt Williams. Szalay just a little bit, I wouldn't say slower, but there's not that pep in the step as we saw in round number one. Gabriel Schlupp is controlling center cage.
Yeah, it's interesting. Like he's just changed his cadence. He's changed the rhythm a little bit as he digs to the body, but quite square on, and he does that. Szalay, we saw him do it against Jones, where he'd square right up to him, hit him with a couple of punches, and then angle off tight. But there is a sacrifice of power when you do that. There's a good left hook from Szalay in a bladed stance, gets the attention of Schlupp. Jumping knee from Gabriel Schlupp, but Sebastian Szalay nowhere to be found. Swing and a miss. Both guys are really, I think they're looking, well, Gabriel Schlupp in particular is looking for the counter-strike. He is just waiting for Szalay to enter the pocket so he can tag him. Faking, just trying to draw a strike out of him.
Or take him down.
Yeah, take him down potentially. He had that check left hook at the start of the first round. He might back himself to find it again as we see Szalay have a little moment.
Big right hand for Szalay. Sorry to cut you off there, Matt Williams, but that certainly caught the attention of Schlupp. He can't stand there with his chin in the air. Seb will just pick him off.
No, he's got it up in the air at the moment like a periscope, like a Brazilian submarine, but he needs to be careful as the Hungarian-born karate fighter storms form with some bad intentions, T.
Well, this is more like it from Szalay. He knows he can't sit on his heels and wait for Schlupp to come to him. Starting to press the action now, Seb Szalay finding some momentum in the second round. Another right hand just misses.
Probably down in this round now is Schlupp. Look for him to maybe change it up now with 1:50 to play in this round. He had the best of it in the first. This one fought over 3. And such big stakes, the first semi-final of our featherweight Grand Prix, to see who will fight for the $5,000 up in Perth. Body lock from Szalay and just disengages. That's smart. I think the good advice in the corner to answer your question about 4 minutes later, if you don't want it. MCT was not to enter into the grapple, beat him on the outside with speed.
Coming up next, Dims Gillies and Oliver Schmidt. Eternal's Featherweight Grand Prix continues with the next semi-final serving as our co-main event here on the Gold Coast. And again, you alluded to earlier, Matt Williams, the winner, will fight for $5,000 in prize money, but a title that is almost priceless as Schlupp takes a fall courtesy of Seb Szalay. Both these guys want to get their hands on that Eternal Featherweight title.
He's stepping back in a straight line now, Schlupp, with it using the shoulder roll to defend. I wonder if he's going to look to counter with the right hand. He's done it about 3 times. And Sebastian hasn't touched him on those occasions. He might look to pull counter with the right hand. 30 seconds now to go. Round number 2. Gabriel Schlupp probably has got some work to do as he connects the hands. Looking to connect the hands. A little bit of back exposure, but the Sebastian's safe. If he can get that left elbow in underneath the armpit and get the underhook, which he does. 10 seconds to go now, T, and a good round for Sebastian Szalay, you'd have to feel.
Well, it seems like he's trying to turn the tables or give it at least his best attempt.
Finish it off.
Will fight for the title and by extension take home $5,000 cash. Round 3.
So I wouldn't mind $5,000 cash.
Oh, me too.
Big T. I don't think I'm making featherweight anytime soon, though. As Gabriel Schlupp comes forward with some attention, low stance. Szalay drives to the midriff with a big stiff right hand. Right hand misses from Schlupp, and on the counter comes Szalay with a little blitz, but nothing doing.
Well, it's not the first time Eternal has hosted a Grand Prix, this being the first featherweight one. The last Grand Prix we saw was in 2021. The Bantamweight Championship was on the line for that one down in Melbourne. Sean Etchell, the buzzsaw, going home victorious over Sam Hibbert. And before that in 2020, the Heavyweight Grand Prix took place in one night in Auckland, New Zealand.
I was there for that one.
So Cam and Ben, they know what they're doing. You were there.
The big heavyweights, so
yes.
I was right there.
Okay. Well, I was there too, and it was a fantastic spectacle. Crowd wasn't necessarily as loud as they are here on the Gold Coast, but no doubt that's a reflection of our home country.
Touche. Star City Casino, no less. What a night that was.
It was.
Big Ricky Beecham getting the biscuits that night. Shout out to the Barbarian.
Well, he had to overcome some serious adversity on that night.
He did. Anytime you fight more than once as a heavyweight in a Grand Prix, you're going to face some adversity. Chest to chest for Szalay. He disengaged in the second round from this position, but with the double overhooks of Schlupp just trying to hold him in tight. He doesn't want him going anywhere. He's finally got his hands on Szalay. 3 rounds, 3 minutes to go in round number 3. He just needs a little bit of space so he can get he used the trip in the first round to get Szalay down, didn't he? And he's got them. He's going for it again, but Szalay wise to it that time. Little ankle pick now from Szalay, and beautiful little series, nice little transition. He's just going to try and draw Salay's hips back out towards the middle. No, he's happy to stand back up. Eating up the clock well now is Szalay. Good clock control.
He's right in front of his corner, Joe Lopez and the Springbok, Justin Van Heerden, giving their advice. And you have to think, if it's one apiece going into the 3rd round, this is a good look for Szalay as we approach the halfway mark or just past here in round 3.
Yeah, this is pivotal now, this final 2.5 minutes. This is really pivotal. The stakes so high. The ticket to the final for the Featherweight Grand Prix. A chance to get the title and $5,000 if you don't mind. There's a good right hand from Sebastian Szalay. 2 minutes to go now. The Brazilian hasn't really had a moment in the third round. What can he deliver late? The experienced Muay Thai fighter, the Brazilian black belt, storms forward, right hand connects to the chest. A little blitz, shifting footwork from Szalay finds a home. Skips in, look at that. Little bit of karate, I think. That's like, I don't know what it's called, but it looked cool.
Well, you can look at me, but just don't ask me. It looked fantastic. Decided not to follow up there. Interesting. Letting Schlupp take center cage. He'll push Szalay up against the fence now.
Yeah, I think smart not to go down and jump in the guard of a Brazilian black belt. with so much on the line. Good high percentage decision making, as we see always from the freestyle MMA fighters. 1 minute to go now. I feel like Gabriel Schlupp might be seeing the slip away through his fingertips. Could the Brazilian black belt potentially pull guard? What can he do here with 50 seconds to go? He needs something. He went to the well one too many times, and Szalay was ready for him.
Well, that's the consequences of trying a technique like that. Seb Szalay, they're both very slippery, just ducking out the back, and he's got positional control now. There's the man from freestyle MMA, Gabriel Schlupp. 30 seconds left to work now. How will the judges score this one? If Schlupp can get a takedown here, we could see it turn in his favor. He gets him down. Can he keep him down?
Szalay needs to be really careful not to expose his back, but he has. One hook in, broomstick across the legs, but does well to turn in. Well done from Sebastian Szalay. Looks to return favor as this one draws to a close.
Well, he does so partially. He's got the back now. Big strikes landed, and that will do it. They go the distance here at our featherweight Grand Prix.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of action, we go to the judges' scorecards for a decision. Our 3 judges score this fight 29-28, 29-28, and 30-27. For your winner via unanimous decision, in the blue corner, Sebastian Szalay.